Get ready for a mind-blowing revelation that will change everything you thought you knew about Bluey. What if I told you that the magical world of the Healer family might not be exactly what it seems? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating theories about everyone's favorite Blue Healer pup. Could all of Bluey's adventures actually be happening in her imagination? Part 1. The shocking truth about Bluey's world. Let's dive deep into how Bluey's imagination shapes everything we see. First, look at the episode Magical Xylophone. When Bluey gets that toy xylophone, suddenly she has the power to freeze anyone instantly with just a single note. But here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. Pay attention to the background during these moments. The whole world takes on a slightly different look, with colors becoming more vibrant and physics working differently than in our reality. And there's more. In Mount Mum and Dad, we don't see a living room. We witness it transform into a towering mountain. Notice how the camera angles shift to make everything seem larger than life? That's because we're seeing it through Bluey's eyes. The ordinary couch becomes a treacherous cliff, and the carpet transforms into a dangerous mountain path. This isn't just creative animation. It's showing us exactly how Bluey's imagination works. But here's what makes this theory even more fascinating. These transformations happen in every single episode. In Raiders, the backyard isn't just a backyard. It becomes an elaborate treasure hunt complete with booby traps and ancient artifacts. And in Daddy Robot, Bandit doesn't just pretend to be a robot. Through Bluey's eyes, he actually becomes one. Look at how the show handles these transitions. When Bluey starts imagining, there's often a subtle shift in the animation style. Colors become more intense, everyday objects take on new properties, and the laws of physics seem to bend to accommodate whatever game is being played. It's the show giving us a window into how Bluey sees the world. Part 2. The hidden clues in everyday episodes. Get ready for some incredible evidence that's been hiding in plain sight. Let's start with the camping episode. When Bluey meets Jean-Luc, they don't just communicate through gestures.
Hey, yeah, we can plant the seed.
In reality, this would be impossible. But in Bluey's imagination, language barriers simply don't exist. But wait until you hear this amazing detail about how time works in Bluey's world. In dance mode, the family visits the music shop, the grocery store, and the pharmacy, all in what seems like minutes. Any parent knows these errands would take hours in real life. But through Bluey's imagination, time becomes fluid, bending it to fit the adventures at hand. And there's something absolutely stunning about how distance works too. In The Creek, what would normally be a simple walk becomes an epic journey through uncharted territory. Have you noticed how the creek seems to contain everything from wildlife to waterfalls? That's because we're seeing it through Bluey's imaginative lens, where every puddle can be an ocean and every bush could hide a magical creature. Look at how the adults' jobs are portrayed. We rarely see Bandit doing actual archaeology work or Chili at her airport job. Instead, when work comes up, it's usually transformed into something more exciting through Bluey's imagination. In work, Bandit's office becomes a magical place full of mysterious artifacts and adventure. And here's something that makes this theory even more convincing. Pay attention to how injuries and pain are handled in the show. In Bike, when the kids fall or get hurt, the focus isn't on the pain. It's on the dramatic story Bluey creates around getting back up and trying again. Even minor scrapes become part of an epic tale of persistence and triumph. Part 3. The fascinating role of Bingo. Let's uncover something absolutely incredible about how Bingo fits into this imaginative world. Have you noticed how Bingo's imagination works differently from Bluey's? In Fairy Tale, when Bingo creates her own story, it's more gentle and dreamlike compared to Bluey's energetic adventures. This isn't just a character difference. It's a mind-blowing clue about how the show represents different types of imagination. But here's what makes this even more fascinating. Watch how these two imaginations interact. In Daddy Drop-Off, when Bingo imagines their dad as an octopus, we see something amazing happen. The animation style shifts to include both Bluey's dynamic imagination and Bingo's softer, more whimsical view. The colors become more pastel and the movements flow more. It's like watching two different artistic styles merge. And there's something absolutely stunning about Bingo's solo episodes. In Sleepy Time, we get to see Bingo's imagination in full force. Notice how the space adventure has a completely different feel from Bluey's Earthbound games? The stars are softer and the movements are more graceful. This is Bingo's unique imaginative style shining through. Have you got any of this so far while watching Bluey? Part 4. The Real World versus Bluey's World. Get ready for this mind-blowing analysis of how reality and imagination collide in Bluey's universe. First, look at those rare reality episodes that give us glimpses of the Healer family's actual life. In Baby Race, we see real-world challenges, like Bluey learning to walk without any magical transformations or fantasy elements. But here's what makes this even more fascinating. Watch how quickly these real moments become springboards for imagination. In Markets, what starts as a simple shopping trip transforms into an epic adventure with water dragons and magic fruit. Part 5. The incredible evidence from special episodes. The dream episodes of Bluey provide some of the most compelling evidence for our imagination theory. Let's start with Sleepy Time, which gives us an incredible window into how the show portrays imagination. While the episode shows Bingo actually sleeping in her bed, we're treated to a spectacular space adventure complete with planets, stars, and a giant chilly sun watching over everything. This episode brilliantly demonstrates how the show can simultaneously show us both the real world and the imagined one. But what makes this theory even more fascinating is how Flat Pack handles the blend of reality and imagination. Throughout the episode, we witness Bluey and Bingo sitting in cardboard boxes while their parents assemble furniture. That's the reality. But through their imagination, we experience nothing less than the entire evolution of life on Earth. The way the episode seamlessly weaves between showing us the actual garage and the imagined prehistoric world is a masterclass in how Bluey's mind works. Notice how the cardboard boxes transform into caves, then huts, then modern buildings, all while staying recognizably cardboard. Calypso offers another incredible example of how imagination works in Bluey's world. During this episode at school, we see how different children's imaginations can coexist and blend together. Watch how the playground transforms into different scenarios for different groups of kids. Yet somehow, all these imaginary worlds manage to interact perfectly. This is exactly what you'd expect if we're seeing everything through Bluey's imaginative perspective. Part 6. The Real Magic of Bluey. This theory reveals something absolutely beautiful about why Bluey resonates so deeply with both children and adults. By showing us the world through a child's imagination, the show captures that magical way that kids can transform any moment into something extraordinary. Think about how Duck Cake turns a simple baking project into an epic challenge, or how Dance Mode makes a simple shopping trip into a series of dramatic performances. What's truly fascinating is how this understanding enhances rather than diminishes our appreciation of the show. Every episode becomes a celebration of childhood creativity and imagination. When Bluey turns a simple game of Keepy Uppy into a desperate mission to save the world from a falling balloon, or transforms the creek into an undiscovered wilderness, we're experiencing the pure joy of how children naturally view the world. And there's something incredibly powerful about what this means for family dynamics. Through Bluey's imagination, we see how parents can enter and enhance their children's imaginary world. Watch how Bandit and Chili don't just play along. They add to the creativity, building on Bluey's ideas and helping her expand her imaginary worlds. Whether they're becoming grannies in Grannies, monsters in Mont St. Mom, or racehorses in Hammer Barn, they're showing us how parents can nurture and support their children's imagination. So, what do you think about this mind-blowing theory? Could Bluey's entire world be filtered through her incredible imagination? When you watch the show again, pay attention to all these amazing details we've discussed. Let us know in the comments if you've noticed other clues that support this theory. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for amazing content on Bluey.